Hi everybody, I wanted to go over a quick tutorial on how to create Eddie House in NBA 2K21, next generation Xbox Series X, as well as PS5. I believe this will also work for PS4, Xbox One, and the PC versions as well because this base exists. So the first step to this is the base, and you will use the first one that you can choose. And I wanted to show that in-game screenshot before going over how to make him because I think this is another one that looks just as good in game than, as he does in this edit player menu. He's an important player on the 07-08 Celtics. I think he played roughly around 19 minutes a game, and he's missing from the game. I think they only have one fake on the roster, so this will allow you to fill that fake with a good, fill that spot and overwrite that fake with a good Eddie House. I did post this on Twitter as well, and got really good feedback. People thought it looked, a lot like him. And I also, in this video, I give you his signature package, a shot that looks incredibly realistic with his quick release, etc. So you're going to get his looks and his signatures. You're also going to get in this video, you're going to get his tattoos and his accessories and what I recommend to put his weight at. You can't put him at what his weight is listed at. I believe he's listed at about 185 pounds, 6'1". As I stated on my other videos, if you do that, he's going to look nothing like himself on the court body-wise because he's going to be way too thin. That weight doesn't look accurate for Eddie House, and I don't think they did the weight as in comparison to height well in this game, regardless. So I believe I have you recommended to put him at around 210 or 215, so he looks great from the body view on Edit Player, but also in the game when you're actually playing, which is what matters the most. And I'm also going to do a few other tutorials on how to create some other players. Some of the players I'm not going to have the full signature sets available to. I just want you to get their faces. If you are on Xbox Series X, I did upload to the DNA for the Charles Barkley that I created, which I've also gotten really good feedback on. So that's the content name for the Charles Barkley is literally Charles Barkley. And the username is D43 123, and that's D43D, the number 4, and then THREE 123. And that's a full build for Barkley. It's not just his signatures and his looks; it's also his attributes, tendencies, badges, etc. This Eddie House will be the same. It will be a complete full build. So what I'm trying to do right now, I've had some other requests like Allen Iverson and whatnot. What I'm just trying to do is get some of the missing players, the key missing players, because there's a lot of fakes in the default classic teams, the key missing players out of the way. So there's Eddie House. And like I said, in the body, so take a look at the body here. I have him at 210. That looks good. He was a stocky 6'1", as you remember. Look up any picture. He's a stocky 6'1", but he was still in pretty good shape. Look how bad this looks at 185. He looks skinny. You don't want your Eddie House to look skinny because that's not accurate. So 210 or 215 gives you the right Eddie House body. It gives you that Eddie House that I looked at, that you looked at in that first screen when we first started this video. For tattoos, I went through this really quick. And those are his appropriate accessories as well. I went with the arm sleeve because sometimes you wore it, sometimes you didn't. As far as the accessory sleeve, the tattoos, you'll have to add them yourself, and it is kind of a pain in the butt, but it definitely helps with immersion. Just get as close as you get with the choices that you have, whether it be the alphabet symbols, or if you have you have animal symbols and stuff like that and other different types of logos. So definitely use your resources And this is what I did to make his tattoos look like real life. And they look really good on the court, and it definitely adds to the immersion. Like, in my opinion, a good creative player is I could send you a picture of the player outside of his jersey, like a screenshot outside of his regular jersey, so no Celtics 50 or anything, and you'd be able to tell that it's Eddie House. You could say, yeah, that's Eddie House. So I think this is one of those faces where it's pretty undeniable that it looks like Eddie House. He wore the tall socks as well. I gave him his Reebok shoes, which he wore. Those actually are the same color schemes that he wore as well in 07, 08. First shot, he has a unique shot. He's very straight up and down, and he shoots from his face area with the ball a little bit held out in front, but it's a really quick release. So after a while last night, I decided on this one where he definitely gets a lot of air. He's straight up and down when you shoot the shot in the game. It looks really good. You got to make sure the release timing is quick because not many players in NBA history have gotten the ball out faster than Eddie House. Give you the dribble, pull up, spin jumper, and hop jumper. Dunk package, so default small. And I'm trying to keep these videos short. I don't think you want to watch a 50-minute video on how to create all these players and some that you don't care about. Like, I'm going to create a video at some point on how to create Walter Ehrman, or I say Herman, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And some people who are not doing, like, mid to late 2000s rosters may not care about Walter Herman, or Ehrman. So you may not want to may want to not look at that. So I'm trying to do a video on each player individually so you can pick and choose. Yeah, it's going to clutter up my channel a little bit with all of these because I usually just do gameplay, but I think this is better for you. So I got one more in-game screenshot for you as well for Eddie House, just to kind of wrap this up. And like I said, he looks really good in the game. He looks like a regular player that's part of the team. You would never, I think if you had pulled this up and 2K had included in the game, you'd be like, hey, that's a good Eddie House. I can't wait to throw him on the floor. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions.